Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. The Crew Motorfest. Last Wednesday there was an update for Season 8. A fixed update in such a way. They had to fix some things. Because as we know, the main feature of Season 8 is the ranked mode in Grand Race. Yes, there is a new playlist and there will also be another one in January. But that is sort of normal procedure, let's say. Every season usually has 2 playlists that you can go through. Unlike the luxury playlist in Season 7, the new playlists are not time gated. So you can just complete it immediately. It's sort of going through that playlist step by step. It unlocks the new customization with the stance and the ride height and all that kind of things. For the rims, that also has some consequences in such a way that rims that you had colored before, they might have lost their color because now you have to recolor them and then pay 2,000 for the rim color. Not for all of them, but for some of them, mainly street, I've noticed certain rims that I used to have in black or something, they are now just back to normal chrome or aluminium. So you have to recolor them. We're going through the settings here. I am still playing on a keyboard. I am still the keyboard noob, right? That's what I'm showing here. This is some footage from yesterday's stream, where I started the stream with showing what we have. Pretty similar settings as most of the racers out there. ESP off because it's not working in this game. Traction control and all that stuff. Full max because that's the best for racing. And controls seen I play on a keyboard. I have the steering on precise with 80 sensitivity and 70 dynamic lock. And precise, that gives you 90 linearity. That is, you can't change it. If you put it on precise, that's what it gives you. That is what we are playing on with the keyboard. Of course, we have been grinding. So this video is more about the Grand Race ranked mode. Does it finally work? It works. After the update on Wednesday, when I started the race, let's see if we can find some. Here is the rank. As you can see, we have been grinding over the last couple of hours and days. Sometimes it worked, even when it was broken, it sometimes worked and you got some points. So we were in silver already, and with the latest updates on Wednesday, they did not reset the rank. So I started silver somewhere on Wednesday. Now going over these ranks, the bronze is, in my opinion, a bit of a placeholder rank. You need 50 points to sub-rank our bronze 4, 3, 2 and 1. You need 50 points to rank up. So if you have one good race, you're somewhere in the top 5, you probably immediately rank up from bronze 4 to bronze 3. Something similar happens from bronze 3 to bronze 2. So in about, let's say, somewhere between 4 and 6 races, if you're somewhere in the top 5 or even in the top 8, then you probably rank up and you will be in silver in no time. Because you only need 50 points and you get, I think you get 50 for a victory plus some extra points for depending factors. And what are the depending factors? It depends where you start on the starting grid. You get more points if you start on the back than when you start up front. You also get more points depending who's in your lobby. If you are a silver driver and you beat a few platinum drivers and some gold drivers, you're going to get more points than when you're up against fellow bronze drivers, for instance. Things like that. If you beat higher ranks, you get a bit more points. It's not that many. It's not like you're going to get 20 points more or something. It's not how it works. You just get a few points more. So it's not that hard to get into silver. Once you're in silver, from that moment on, you can also potentially say, hey, I'm not interested in this rank thing, but I still want to race. Then you can freeze your rank. That's the first thing. As a racer, as a competitive racer, I don't like that. the fact that people can freeze their rank, that means that you have ranked racers and unranked racers in the same lobby. The unranked racers, they have freezed their rank, they have nothing to lose, so they can sort of drive like idiots, ram you off the track. They will not lose points, there will not be any penalty or whatever, so they can do whatever. That is not great, to be honest. Now I think this is footage from yesterday, because on Wednesday at the start, so the screen froze. It still froze on PC. I am on PC because I know there was an update on PlayStation last weekend where the freezes were gone. But I don't know. There was I think 2 days ago there was a Windows update. So has it something to do with the new NVIDIA driver that was compatible with the Windows browser or whatever? Because in a way you sort of play in your browser, given the fact that you play borderless. There is no full screen option in this game. But as you can see there in the first corner, what I've also noticed, it is way more toxic. People drive way more aggressive. They're even defending their 14th place now. That was already a thing before the ranked mode, that people defended, let's say, 6th or 7th place. But now they're even defending 14th place. What you also see is the rank bumping. What do I mean by that? You have some bronze riders. Like in this case, you see some bronze and silvers around me. I am platinum here at the moment, and you sometimes see like, oh, a platinum driver, and you get pushed into the grass because you have a higher rank than the people around you. They sort of tag on you, they team tag on you, and they like trying to kill you. So you have to be a bit more careful, make sure you have decent lines that even if somebody hits you, that you're still on the road. Don't drive on the side of the road, because if you get bumped, they will push you out. It's sometimes it's a battle. First place here is Practical Jokes in this lobby. That's the first one that I saw go to legend rank yesterday evening, I think. Late, well, it was not. It was actually this morning. It was middle of the night, sort of. I ran into him again, and I saw he was legend. So he already made it to legend. There are probably some other legend drivers, but that was the first one that I saw in the lobby. A few things, there are some things which have improved in such a way. There are some tracks where it starts with monster truck, and then it is no collisions, which is a good thing. That already decreases the bumping and ramming going on at the start in a monster truck race. But it seems to be pretty random. There is another lobby where it's also monster truck at the start. That's more on the volcano area, so you have a bit more maneuverability, you have more open spaces to maneuver yourself. But there the collisions are still on. There is also a lobby where you have drift as a second discipline, I think, but also that lobby is no collisions. So at least they thought about that. That things like monster truck and drift are now no collisions. This week's modifier is main stage, and main stage for this week means Mercedes vehicles. Other than that, what I'm kind of a bit disappointed in is that there are not really new routes. I have not seen any new route until yesterday, when we had the famous river track, which everybody hates. That now has been adjusted for rally. When it is rally, you don't need to plow through that river anymore, because they have moved the checkpoint, which also took people by surprise, because everybody was driving wrong in that race. So that's just like probably the first time that they dropped it in. That was like a Thursday update, I think. Not even an update, they probably changed just the route there. We had it last week or 2 weeks ago. It was monster truck on that river track. It's kind of okay, because with the monster truck you can drive relatively okay through the river. But now with the rally it has been adjusted. You stay right up the river, then you cross the river, then they have 1 or 2 checkpoints on the left side of the river, then you cross the river again to go to the other checkpoint, and then a bit plowing through the fields, and then you change to the other discipline. So it has been improved, but that river track is still not good though. Rally in general, as I said, there are not really new routes, except for that one river track which has been adjusted a little bit with checkpoints, but it's still that same river track. What I've also noticed is that the slipstream and drop bump, which was already very strong, which was way too powerful, it feels like it's even more powerful now. It looks like it's increased. If you have one guy in front of you and you see on the minimap, if you don't pay attention to the minimap and there are like 2-3 guys behind you, corners like this, you just go straight. You have no more steering. The drop bump is so strong that you have no more steering. Like here I almost fly out because you can see on the minimap there's a guy behind me. I'm getting his drop bump. He's not even that close. I'm constantly getting his drop bump. Every corner you need to adjust your driving here now. You need to be definitely careful for that. Now, what are my conclusions after racing a day or two? I think we're at that point where the ranked mode definitely made people drive more aggressive, more toxic. I think we're at that point where they need to put the collisions up in any lobby. If you want to have some proper racing going, the collisions need to be up. You, especially in the higher ranks, you do not want to get bumped into the grass and then you have some good players up there. Like here now I'm fighting for my top 5. First place is Copy. It's one of the fast drivers of the game. Yeah, there's no way you catch him. And now I already have my problem. I don't know what number 2 is, I can't see at the moment, but 3 and 4 are gold drivers. As a platinum driver, this is already a problem. Going over those ranks, you need silver. I was saying earlier, you need 100 points, so that takes a bit more races than bronze to actually get to gold. And you also get less points. I sort of noticed that if you drive in bronze, you get about 50 points, I think, for a victory if you win a race, and then you get some extra points depending on where you started and who's in your lobby. I think the highest I saw was a 62 points victory. That is in bronze. In silver, I think you sort of get about 40 points for a victory, because I was very often, if I won, was getting 44, 48, 42, something like that. So those extra points above 40 more than likely are because depending factors. Where did you start, who's in your lobby, those kind of things. So I think that's sort of how the point system works. It seems to be pretty random at first, but if you pay a bit of attention, you can sort of guess like, okay, I'm gonna get this many points, and you're usually not far off. Moving to gold, things become already a little bit more trickier, because then a victory is only 30 points, I think. And I got a few where I had like 32, 34. I remember the highest was 38 in gold. And then you switch to platinum, which at this moment is still a bit of a problem. In such a way, there are not that many people platinum yet. There are a few. The known names, let's say, they are platinum. Like I see Scopy here at Practical Jokes. I'm playing on the U servers. Then I'm talking about the SSR team, the Vodka team, the German Tommy from Walla, Maxi King. They are all platinum. The expected drivers, the people that of which you know are fast drivers, they are platinum. Huayra, GoPro, IMAX, they are platinum. Practical Joke was the first one that I saw yesterday with the legend rank. I'm assuming that GoPro, IMAX and Huayra will also not be far off. Like here you see in this example here, we finished 5th with 2 gold drivers above us, and we are in the platinum rank. And there we go. Plus 3 rank points for a 5th place. I've had lobbies where I was 3rd and I got like plus 4. It's once you hit platinum, it is a grind, because even yesterday I had a victory with 14 points. Plus 14 for a victory. And that was a lobby where I think there were no other platinum drivers in the lobby. Then you only get 14 points. Now I'm assuming over the weekend, when more and more people will reach platinum, you will get more platinum drivers in your lobby. You're gonna beat more platinum drivers. In some cases, you will get more points for beating them. If you get more points if you beat, I think you get 1 point or something extra for every person that you beat with the same rank as you. And you probably lose some points if you're behind people with the same rank as you. I think it's sort of calculated like that. That sort of make sense. As I said, main stage driver. Main stage is the weekly modifier, let's say. That also means that in the weekend I don't know if they're still doing that, but if that is still a thing, the 24-hour from Saturday morning till Sunday morning, then it will be probably no collision and Mercedes cars for the 24 hours. Personally, I hope they will not do it, because this is fine. This mix of modifiers is fine. You have no collisions, you have this, you have that, and then from time to time the main stage modifier comes by. That's okay, but that 24 hours, that same, only Mercedes cars for 24 hours, that is. And then you have a combination, and then the other lobby will be no collisions for like half an hour or so. Then you can take whatever, but in the other half an hour you have to drive Mercedes the whole weekend long. That is not great. But I don't know. I don't know. Website says things which also for Summit and so, which are not always true. So it's always wait and see what they actually do. So yeah, in this case we had no other choice. So we picked the AMG one. But here I think this is footage from beginning of the evening. It was kind of okay. We will fast forward a little bit in a bit to one of the last races of the evening, which was, I don't know what happened. The races were kind of okay overall, and then it was, I think it was 12:30, just after midnight, and suddenly the lobbies changed. It is that when the Middle East people come on, because at night you have these so-called night lobbies where they, due to fear of having no players on certain areas, I think at night we're at that point where they just put everything together which is still playing. And that means you're gonna get Middle East people on the EU servers, you're gonna get US people on the US, so we're playing on EU, but we see names of which we know that normally play on US. We see names that, going by the names, you can sort of suggest that they are on Middle East or Africa servers normally, and they show up after midnight on the EU servers as well. So at night, I think they put everything together, which is not great. You see people floating, teleporting, because they are playing with a high ping from the Middle East. It's probably 200 ping. Africans, if you like South African, I think 250, 300 ping. They can connect to like one of the stronger servers of EU, probably London or so. They can connect to that and they play with a very high ping. So on a highway, high speed slipstreaming, you see them teleport all over. You have no idea where they are. They are in front of you, behind you, left of you, right of you, and then suddenly they spawn on your car and you get a crash cam. So what are the conclusions after 2 days of grinding it out? The ranked mode seems to be a bit of a grind, especially if you're in the higher ranks. You don't get many points. Like yesterday, we grinded from Platinum 4 to Platinum 2. That's where I am now. Yeah, that was a 3-4 hours in the afternoon and then another 5 hours in the evening to grind that out, because you don't get that many points. And you need 50 points for a sub-rank upgrade, let's say. In bronze, you need 100 points in silver. In gold, you need 200 points. And in platinum, you need 300 points. So from Platinum 4 to Platinum 3, you need 300 points. And as you just saw earlier there, we get +3 for a 5th place, for a top 5 position. In gold, I'm pretty sure you need to have a top 8. If you're outside the top 8, you lose points, if you're a gold driver. So I finished 7th or 8th a few times, and then it didn't show me any points, which means no negative, no positive. So that seems to be like the 0 threshold. And then if you're higher than that, you get a few points. 6th place, 5th place, 4th, and so on. You get a few points, and then, but if you want to get like something decent, even in gold, if you want to get more than 20 points, you need a 1st or a 2nd place. And then even then, it still depends on who's in your lobby. And in platinum, yeah, as I said, I think I had as low as +12 yesterday for a victory. So that is not great. Now, on the other hand, a season is 4 months. So in theory, you have 4 months to get there, to get to the legend rank. Some people, going by the way how some people drive in this some people will never reach that. That is something that I've concluded very quickly. Some people are just, especially like things like this now, right? We have a main stage modifier where we have to drive Mercedes. In this case, racing. We are driving the C63 AMJ DTM car, sort of. And yeah, people have no settings on these things. So they're all over the place because, you know, that's what they do. They drive the Gordon Murray all day long, but now you can't because you need to drive Mercedes. The same in the street. They're all over the place with these Mercedes. They have no pro settings on it because they're normally driving one of the Ferraris, the GTO or the F50. You know, those people that drive these cars every day. Now, if you have settings on it and you're a fast driver and you have a few fast drivers in the lobby, then those cars are so-called meta, but there is a variety of vehicles that you can use. The so-called meta is mainly, very often it's manual. Like for instance, the Gordon Murray on a keyboard with automatic gearbox is not even that great. It's good as long as you have boost available, but on a keyboard you have to boost more, you have to boost a little bit in every gear. You can't upshift one gear. Here we have a victory, but at first look we're the only platinum driver in the lobby. So let's see what we get here this time. Couple of golds and silvers we can see behind us. Also something that I would like to see changed is that when you press the ranking here and you see the list of 28 people, here we get a plus 15 for the first place in platinum. So that's not so much, if you compare that to bronze where you get 50-60 points for a victory. In platinum it's way less, as you can see. If you bring up the ranking after the race, you have these 28 people. It does not show their rank. That is something that I would like to see changed, that you can see like, hey, 28 people in the lobby, which ranks did we beat or which ranks were in my lobby, that you can sort of try to figure out how the calculation for the points works. When you're on the starting grid, you see people's car and their name is above it. Like here, this situation, you can see their name above it. If you're close enough to them, you don't see their rank. You only see the rank on those 4 or 5 names on the right, which the people that are near you when in a race. There you can see their rank. After the race, you get the ranking, 28 people, and it doesn't show their rank. So that is something that I would like to see change. And I think we are at that point where they need to put no collisions on. It's too toxic. Not necessarily, it could be desync, but it could also be that people have no settings on their car. They're not always intentionally ramming. There are some which are intentionally ramming, don't get me wrong, but like in this case where you have to fight as a platinum driver, you have to fight for a top 5 to get some points, otherwise you lose. As a gold driver also, you need to be in the top 8, otherwise you lose. And if you then get pushed by these people who have no settings all over the place, yeah, that is not great. That is not great at all. So that is something like here you see it already. It starts like this, you get bumped. I'm not using boost or so. I'm just trying to follow this lot here and then try to get to this checkpoint and try to survive this. Okay, we survived. Now we can start racing. We managed to get through here in 7th position. That could have been way worse. I had a situation on that same track where somebody pushed me in the grass. It was racing. We spun out. We were in 21st or something. And then we had like a couple of platinum drivers up front who were slipstreaming the whole race. Yeah, you can drive as hard as you want. You will not catch these guys anymore. We finished eventually that race in 12th or 13th place, I think. We lost 9 rank points. Because some guy in the beginning of the race cannot take a corner and pushes you in the grass. And then you respawn and you get hit again because that thing is still not working. If you respawn, it's supposed to be in ghost mode so that people can drive through you for 5 or 10 seconds until you're back up to speed. That's how it should work. But that thing, it is in place, but it never works properly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's always a gamble. You see a guy respawning, it's always a gamble. Is he going to be in ghost mode or not? Sometimes you can drive through him, sometimes you fully hit him and you lose 5 or 10 places. Because chaos created it. Yeah, it's normal. Some guy misses a corner, he respawns in the middle of the road, people behind arrive there at 200-300 kilometers an hour. They hit them. It's mayhem. It's not only you hit that guy, no, you will also spin out, and everybody around you will spin out, and you have suddenly 5, 6, 7 people spinning out or getting pushed into the... because some guy respawned and is not in ghost mode. They can't seem to make that work properly, so I think we are now at that situation where solve it all by just putting all these lobbies in no collision. Then we don't have to worry about respawn. Everybody will be in ghost mode the whole time. And then they can fly out the corners as much as they want. They can respawn as much as they want. They will not bother you. You can just drive through them. I also need to change this Mercedes because this thing oversteers a bit by the looks of it. Now that I look at it. Yeah, it's always been a bit weird driving. There are certain corners, especially on the racetrack. If you don't hit the gutter, you have no grip. It's kind of okay on this island. On Maui, it's yeah, I don't know what. I still have not figured out what the intention of that Maui island was. Whenever they decided to do the grip levels on that island, because they are non-existent. Especially in the cities, where is the grip? On the footpath. That's where you have a bit of grip. If you stay on the road, you slide all over the place. No matter what settings you have, no matter what car you show up with. People are sliding and slipping all over the place because... not because of their settings, just because they have decided to put no grip on Maui. So you get these situations where everybody's fighting for a position on the footpath because there's a bit of grip there, you can get through the corner faster. And then in the tunnels, yeah, you have these stupid wall rides because the grip in the tunnel is on the walls. So yeah, that's also something I would like to see change. Conclusion, it's pretty toxic in such a way, it's such a bad shape for toxicity that I think we need no collisions. The slipstream and drop bump is way too overpowered. Many races are influenced by that shit, either from a positive aspect that you can get slipstream with the front boys, you just drive away from the rest of the pack and they can never catch up because you have 3-4 people slipstreaming, and if you're driving there by yourself, then you are screwed. They are driving 20 seconds away from you because of that overpowered slipstream. That needs to go. It needs to be about racing, it needs to be about driving skill, not about some virtual help aid called slipstream or drop bump. And slipstream you can sort of control because you can see what's happening in front of you, but like this guy shows up from behind, decides not to brake and just pushes me out of that corner there. Things like that you see happening constantly, the whole time. And it's kind of okay here, but let me fast forward to one of these lost races here where things didn't go. This is one of the night lobbies. Let's see if I can find the start. Okay, here we go. This was one of our last races. I don't know if this is a toxic one or not, but was last night, at the end of the night sort of. Well, the end of the night for me, because I had an appointment in the morning, so I was awake very long. So I think I stopped yesterday at 2:30, 3 a.m. But it was very toxic yesterday. Yeah, things like here. 28 people going to a sharp corner. You can imagine this is mayhem. Look where they all go. Somehow or another we get through here pretty okay for once. But the rest in that corner behind, they are dead. Here I have to use all my boost to get with those first 3-4 because the rest is a story of slipstream on tracks like this. But if you get a bit pushed in that track there in the beginning, up like here, I survived because I almost got pushed on the beach. And then with the Aguera, which is tricky to handle as it is, you have to constantly play with the throttle because it has so much power that if you take a corner, you go on the power, you go sideways. I don't know where I finish in this one, but we'll see. Because we are fighting here, as you can see, with gold and silver drivers, but that is all irrelative at the moment because this situation here. This guy drives up the bridge. He presses respawns and he spawns in my car, and I get almost a crash cam. But luckily I was not the only one. The guy in front of me also had that same problem, I think. That guy was under the bridge. He did a quick reset, and as we arrived there, he spawns in us. That's why we got the crash cam over there. So yeah, this has nothing to do with racing so far. This was just survival of the fittest. And now me and Ferox over here, we're just going. I don't know where. I think we never see them again, because this is the overpowered slipstream in action. Two people that know what they are doing with slipstream. Leave a bit of a gap between the two cars. Also taking consideration the desync. If you're the car behind, make sure you're the first one that brakes, that you don't push the other one into the corner, and then you can work together. We're gonna fly out here, like here. He flies straight there in a Ferrari F40, one of the best turning and guttering machine cars. But he flies out of that corner, not because he can't make that corner, just because he has the drop ramp from me. I'm behind him, and that is so overpowered that he has no steering. He just goes straight. But yeah, you're now at that point where you have to work together with people. So I'm sort of waiting on him here. I'm not using any boosts. I'm just waiting on him so that he is back, and then we can slipstream again and get a gap on the people behind us. That's sort of how you do it. You try to work together with people at least in the first 66%, and then fight it out in the last discipline or whatever. Or just in this case, I'm okay with the second place. I don't know what I do here, but in this situation I would be okay with the second place. Of course, you keep an eye on the times there. I see Taco is coming. He's slipstreaming with somebody, so he's gonna bring somebody along. But apparently they have been pushing each other over the track. So I think we over this in this track. He comes back. I'm sort of waiting on him. I see he's not that far behind. I know he's gonna get the slipstream here on these long highways. So you will see the time come down and he will come back. But he brings this other guy along, but they have been pushing and bumping into each other the whole time. So I think this is a race where this guy switches to an Agera, and me and Taco are in the Ford GT. Yeah, that's this race. So they're gonna come over. The slipstream boys are gonna come back. They're gonna come over. And Taiko and Wooks, they're still fighting and bumping each other. And then I think Taiko had enough, and he pushes him in a river somewhere. So this will be a 1-2 for the 4 GTs. He sort of had enough. Here they come back. This is a drop bump. It's not that I can't make this corner. They come back. I didn't see that they were there already. Got into the wall of the tunnel, drop bumped it, and then slipstreamed into this wall as well. It's a great feature, right, Fergus? Get it out of there, Fergus. If you're watching this, get it out of there. I think this is that point where Taiko has enough, and he pushes him here. He pushes him up, so the other guy is gone. And there you see where the grip is in the tunnel. Taiko demonstrating it for us. But that is sort of, yeah, that's what you're dealing with. Like, we're at both platinum here. We're gonna have to fight our way through. I got a few survives. We had that. Yeah, this race showed it all. What's wrong with it? It's like guy driving under the bridge. He presses the reset button. He spawns inside our car, and we get almost a crash cam. We lost 150 kilometers an hour top speed there, I think. But this is one of these Season 8 lobbies where you have double things. So in the beginning we were driving the Agera, but also the last section is hypercar. So it's 2 times hypercar in this lobby. That is, personally I don't mind that, because that means that it will force people to drive other cars than always these meta cars the whole time. There are also some lobbies with I think it is Street 2 and Street 1. They also have a double thing going on. But here you can see we got +3. Plus, or did I promote here? Because, wait, let me go back, because that makes no sense. Let me go back to see. Did we promote there? Because I just saw +3. I thought that makes no sense. But it's possible that this was the race where I actually promoted to Platinum 2. So that it first promoted me for, like, let's say 10 points or something, and then gave an extra 3 in the new rank. I think I'm now Platinum 2 +1 or something, because then we did one more race where I lost 2 points, I think, and then my energy was gone. Didn't sleep that much the night before, and that was this was one of our last races of yesterday. Let me have a look on that again. We'll just run this finish thing here again. Because I saw +3, I don't think that makes sense. Three Taika breaks here, and so we actually finished first. But yeah, first or second, it would not matter that much. We're the only 2 platinum drivers here. I don't know, because we don't know. We can't check the ranking to see. Oh yeah, it gives me +15. It promotes me, gives me the reward for Platinum 2, and then another 3. So this was a +18. A +18, and then so that's probably 15 points for a victory then in Platinum. Or something in that order, because he braked there at the end. I actually beat him sorta, in theory, which means I get a point or 2 points extra for that, for beating another platinum driver, something in that order. But yeah, that's what we're looking at here. If you look at the bronze, we're talking about, let me see if I can find this here somewhere. Oh yeah, here we have a different story. Here you can see I'm in 6th place here, but here you can see this was one of the other night lobbies. We have LNO up front there, that is GoPro IMAX. That also means that Hawaii Race in that lobby probably, and some other. I think the top 6 were platinum here, I think. And there were other platinum drivers in that lobby. So we finish in 6th here. There we go, -2. Yeah, if you're driving platinum, I'll let it run because I think we're gonna check the thing now. Yeah, in platinum you need to be in the top 5. If you're not in the top 5, you lose points. So once you reach the rank of platinum, if you think in the beginning, or if you just started, or you just start this weekend, you think like, oh, it levels up very quickly. Once you reach platinum, it is a grind. Oh, am I gonna delete all these parts first? That is very possible though. I empty the mailbox. Can't remember what I did now. Oh no, I collect the reward. So yeah, this is our grand season session. We get 400,000 bucks, which obviously they steal from us because we're on the maximum bucks. So yeah, what is happening in these things, in bronze, for instance, silver, in silver and gold, and in platinum, you get some sub-rank rewards. It's 250 prestige tickets. I think that's more or less the same. maybe it's 100 or 50 in bronze and 100 in silver, something like that. And then XP, also depending on the rank, you get a bit more XP. You get 400,000 bucks. So yeah, if you reach Platinum 4, you get 250 prestige tickets. If you reach Platinum 3, you will get 210,000 XP. If you reach Platinum 2, you will get 400,000 bucks. If you reach Platinum 1, you will get 40 legend points. In gold, it is something similar, but then you get 30 legend points, 300,000 bucks, and then 150,000 XP or something like that. And I think it's also 250 tickets, or 200, something like that. In silver, I think it's 100 prestige tickets, 100,000 XP, 200,000 bucks, and 20 legend points. And in bronze, it's I think 50 prestige tickets, 50,000 XP, 100,000 bucks, and 10 legend points. I think something like that. So what does that all mean? That means that bronze 4 times 50 is 200, silver 4 times 100 is 400, 600 total. Gold is 4 times 200 is 800, so that's 1400. And platinum is 4 times 300, 1200. So that means that in total you need 2600 rank points to get to the legend rank. I thought it would be 50, 100, 200, 400, and then that would make it a round number of 3000, but no. Platinum is not 400, platinum is only 300 per rank, so 2600 points are needed to reach the legend rank. That will give you the unique title. One of the red titles will be the first one in the game. Gold was the highest rank from playlist, and so you could win like gold titles and things like that. Now we have the red unique title from this ranked racing. Let me see if I go back to it. I'm explaining something here, more than likely. At some point I should go out and then we can see the other thing where you can actually see the... Oh, here we go. So if you read silver, it was a unique suit. Unique, by unique I mean exclusive. You can't get this suit anywhere else than doing the ranked. Gold was one of the rims. I saw there are 4 ivory tower rims which you could not purchase. So I'm assuming those 4 are for November, December, January and February. There will always be a unique rim here. You can only win it here. And platinum was another racing suit. And then of course legend is the unique title for the season. This thing is seasonal. So that means that at the end of February, beginning of March, whenever season 9 starts, this thing will reset and we have to do the whole grind again for another title and some other rewards. The rewards will change. We'll see if it's always going to be cosmetic suits and things like that, or might also be a unique vanity, an underglow or something like that. We will see what they do with these rewards. We are not 100% sure. I'm also not 100% sure what the point of this lobbies is. It shows you, this is the current lobby, and then it shows you another 5 lobbies for the upcoming hour, sort of. This will be the next lobby. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and so on. So there are like 5 or 6 that you can see what is coming. I guess maybe for new players, if they want to get some parts in certain disciplines, they can see what disciplines are coming. You can also see the modifiers on these things, so you can say like, oh, this is no collision, okay, I will play in 12 minutes, there is a lobby with no collisions, I will play that. That's also an option. And this is where we are now after 2 days of grinding. We are Platinum 2, we have 1 point out of the 300, so yeah. If we're not awake today yet, in our first race, it's possible that we D-rank back to Platinum 3. Although you don't immediately D-rank though, they give you, I don't know exactly how many points, but they give you, I think it's more about the races. They give you like 4 or 5 races to recoup before you actually D-rank. So there's some sort of penalty savior in a way. If you leave the lobby, we know that from when it was bugged, because what we did when it was broken, the system, we still did grand race, but then we didn't finish, and then we aborted the lobby. And what that does, I don't know if it's rank dependent, but at that time we were silver, and if we if we aborted the lobby, you lost 5 points the first time, and then the second time you lose 10 points, and then 15, and then from that moment on 30. So every time you abort a lobby, after 4 times, it will always be 30 points, 30 points. But that was in silver. It is possible that it is higher if you are gold or platinum or legend rank. Even you abort a lobby, you rage quit a lobby or whatever, or you need to go, or you disconnect or something. That's the point you're gonna lose. So we'll see how that works. So in general, now that they finally fixed it, it seems to work. Personally, I would like to see some changes. That slipstream needs to go, especially in the middle of the corners. That cloud that is hanging, there's some sort of cloud that you drive in and you have less control or hardly any control over your car. It's just the system takes over. Hey, there are people in front of you and there are 3 behind you, so you now need to fly out of corner because you need extra draft in the middle of a corner. What is that about, Fergus? Get it out. If you have a little bit of draft on a highway, maybe. But then that thing needs to be reduced by 50-60% at least. And get that stuff out of that corner. That corner slipstream bullshit, that needs to go. People are flying out of corners already because they don't have settings on their car or because they're not that good in driving. And then they still have to deal with this virtual help aid system that Fergus thinks that everybody needs. Where it actually, it doesn't help you at all. It actually works against you. That thing needs to go. And to get the toxicity out of it, which definitely came in with ranked mode, just put no collisions on. Then people cannot ram each other out of the track. Also, given the fact that you freeze ranks, that means that people can have tactics here. You know, I already heard some people like, I'm just holding it in until I'm legend. Once I'm legend, I'm gonna freeze rank and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take revenge on all these idiots that pushed me out of the track during my grind. I already heard people say that. So you can see it's gonna even get more toxic. Because people, they sort of now let it go. This guy, it's always that same guy that pushes people out. You sort of let it go because you can't deal with him because you're grinding for points. But once people are legend, they're gonna freeze their rank, they're gonna go back in and they're gonna start messing people around. And they will just freeze the legend rank for the rest of the season. So to avoid any more toxicity and to avoid any more shenanigans of that sort, for God's sake, Fergus, put no collisions on. That will make it proper racing and get rid of that slipstream. Reduce it with 80% or even better, just get rid of it. Let people race for what they are worth. And if then they're still sliding and slippering, then you need to make it a bit more clear where the pro settings are and explain a bit what every single slider does, because that's not always very clear. Especially for new players who are not familiar with the game itself or the game mechanics, it could be hard to find and to explain it and to understand it. And that's my conclusion after grinding it up till Platinum 2. Obviously, we're going to try to get to Legend over the weekend. We need about 600 points, as you can see. We need top 5s constantly. It might be a bit better if you have, like, let's say there are 15 Platinums in your lobby and you finish in the top 5, then you might get more points. That is possible. But yesterday and the day before, ranked was okay, but a lot of new players coming in, so new players to the ranked mode, that is. So a lot of bronze and silver players. A couple of golds, and then eventually a couple of platinum showed up. But you're not getting match points at the moment because there are not that many platinums in your lobby yet. People are still grinding for their ranks. It is what it is. A bit of footage, and other than that, I've been talking a lot, but that's what we sort of concluded. The point system seems to be random, but it isn't. Once you do a few races, you sort of get an idea of, okay, I'm going to get about this many points. But why you get sometimes 1 point more or 2 points more or 3 points less, or that has to do with the depending factors of where did you start, who is in your lobby. But you can't see who is in your lobby, only in the race itself. So that's something I would also like to see changed. When you bring up after the race, you press the ranking, you see the list of 28 people. You should see those 28 people's rank. That you know, I had so many golds in my lobby, I had so many platinums in my lobby. That is something that needs to change. Hopefully they see it. This is suggestion. Many other people will do suggestion videos as well. They ask for feedback. This is a work in progress in a way. They put it in, it works now, but they will ask for feedback, and over time they will adjust this Grand Race system. So in Season 9 you might already see some changes on it. That could be some changes on the menu, or that could be some changes in the races itself. So this is my first initial feedback on it after 2-3 races of racing in it when it actually was working. Thanks for watching, guys. I will be live later on and also during the weekend, grinding out to the legend. We'll see you guys there or in the next one. Bye bye for now.